Alright,
So
let's see
let's see
here.
here.
Trying
Trying
to
to
determine
determine
why
why
this
this
is,
is
I don't know
I
if
don't know if
my
my
kind of failing or something, but I mean, there's no reason to use these AirPods to listen to the music. Um, Aha, I think I understand. Now I'm seeing, so audio input capture, mic audio input capture. I'm guessing the audio input can also be music or something. Anyway, irrelevant. I'm going to go ahead and listen to some music while I am coloring here. I was listening to some Deftones, but now it's disappeared. So I don't know. Let's get yeah, fantastic. Play White Pony by Deftones. Excellent. Alright, here we go. So, just trying to make sure that I can see. You don't really need to see me, but there I am, alive and well, working. Yeah, so all I'm doing here is trying to establish the kind of cool, as in not warm, color of the ocean. This glare is starting to get to me. I'm gonna go up above here. Beowulf's hair is Beowulf. I think this is actually him here. That's the idea. So I'm gonna start coloring his hair. And then we'll get some skin tone. His face, his nose, his hands underwater here. So I'll deal with that in a minute. Cannot do this with the glare. Can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, back at it. So I need to make sure that my notifications on my phone are on because I missed when my daughter was looking for a Band-Aid. Okay, kind of dark in here, so I think I'm just going to turn this camera off because there's not really anything I'm doing that you can see that matters that much. Let's get this sea monster. I think this is a good color. No. The idea with these colors for all this stuff is to make it as kind of dirty and gritty as possible. Color for the eyes. That seems good. Alright, we'll get like a silver kind of color for this. Some of these things, some of these colors will end up taking care of themselves when I move on from the when I move above on top of this layer that I'm working on here. Because right now I'm working below, and the reason I'm doing that is so that I can maintain the ink work. I think I like that color. I did one version of this already in Procreate just to see how well it would go. It was actually, not actually, I guess I wasn't surprised that it went well. Wow, what happened to the volume? Did I turn it down? I think I did. Weird. Now I can't control it. Okay. There we go. Interesting. Probably some kind of strange bug or something having to do with, let's see, his hair is like this color, I suppose. I want it to be brighter so that we can see it. Now, what I need to do here is actually move above that layer, but not above this layer, not above the layer that the ink job that I did for, or the ink work that I did for Breca. I want to make sure that it does cover the layer below. He wasn't in the image when he wasn't in this image when I took the photograph of the work that I did. So he's in it now, and so all the stuff that I'm doing, I want it to be beneath the ink work from the drawing that I did, but I don't want it to be, or yeah, I want it to be below the ink work of the drawing that I did to correct it, to get him into the picture, but I don't want it to be, yeah, I want it, jeez, sorry. My brain's not working. I want it to be below the ink work, just like I want the other colors to be below the ink work of the physical paper. Alright. Now, I'm going to start trying to get some more ocean water color in here. I think this is, it makes it look kind of chilly, which I think is good. So that tentacle, I don't know that you can see my reticule. Just kind of a weird phrase. Can you see my reticule? But if you could, right now I'm sort of around this guy. It doesn't matter, I'll just color it in so you can see it. That, the way that that tentacle there is working is, it's way too dark. So when I paint this in oil or whatever I do with it down the line, I will use some opaque paint, and that's what I'm going to be doing here. Essentially, I'm just going to go on top of that layer, and then if I have to re-ink it digitally to make it match the rest of the stuff here, then I will. Okay. Just trying to jam out to some Deftones with my headphones on. Alright, so this water is kind of blasting up into the sky because there's another sea monster behind it. And then these waves here are crashing, so I'm going to make this as cloudy and misty and splashy as I possibly can once I get farther along. I have this also up on my reference monitor, so that I can see how it looks bigger, and much bigger than it would be printed, and much bigger than it actually is in reality. And then I'm just kind of adding some different, making some choices that create a little bit of variation as I go. I think that monster back there, so this one's purple. I'm going to change this from that to a color wheel, like what I was using previously. I don't know why. Alright, so this one back here in the back, it's farther away than the stuff that's right up next to us, but these things are not so far off into the distance that I need to worry about atmospheric distortion or anything. It's just going to be nice and bright with contrast, all that jazz. It's like a... Yeah. Okay. So this one in the background, the gold or yellow one, he's kind of, or is diving into the ocean. That one over there, we have another one. Yeah, it should be just another one. That one can be like a red, I think a red color. Nah, it's way too pink. It's way too bright. I don't know. We go dark purple over here, except that's not dark enough. No. Alright, I'm trying to get too fancy. We'll just make him this gray-green color, kind of like the other guy. And I think that will do all the work we need. The teeth, the fangs will be showing up there. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and move up above, and then I'm going to see if I can do like lighten on this and see what happens. It's actually working all right. I have to decide what I want the colors of the interior to be, which I guess maybe a little... This doesn't look as sinister, maybe. It's super dark on the inside. I think we want maybe this to be sort of like suction cup, but probably be more terrifying if it looks like a mouth. Just kind of the idea. Alright, so this side is where the light is hitting it the most. And this side over here, I'm going to darken it down a bit. have to be careful about is that the more painterly this gets, the harder it becomes to avoid wanting to basically paint all of it. So I can't just like paint this in this style and then not paint other stuff. So I'm going to go up to this layer where I added Breca. What on earth? Oh, I guess I don't have an ink brush selected yet. So I'm going to go ahead and close that down and go to this wet media brushes and then just pick an inker and then try and see. I don't normally ink in Photoshop, which, you know, it's kind of has sort of forced me to do a lot of fiddling around in different programs to achieve stuff that I know I could just do in Photoshop, but I've just never been really happy with the brushes or with the brush pens. I really do like, I prefer painting in Photoshop. I definitely prefer drawing in Clip Studio Paint. I mean, this inker just doesn't feel good to me. It feels less good than the Clip Studio Paint ones, but if I never use it, you know, how am I supposed to really judge it? And I've got, I don't know, hundreds of hours of Clip Studio Paint inking practice and just like, I don't know, not a lot of hours with Photoshop, so probably not fair to just write it off, you know. Ugh, man, I don't know, I hate that. Alright, let's see if I can erase. It just doesn't look or feel very natural to me, whereas it's like the person who designed the brushes in Clip Studio Paint was just, you know, really on it. And the Clip Studio Paint brushes, there's, I mean, I don't know, there's just no real comparison for the paint brushes in Clip Studio Paint versus the paint brushes in Photoshop. But I really like to get some decent variation in line weight, but it's like not, seems not very it doesn't feel very natural, you know. But I'm gonna, maybe that's okay. Oh boy. Oof. But also at the same time, I think I can actually get away with maybe even not having some of these, so just breaking some of these lines will help to create more of the effect that I'm going for here. The harsh lines are in fact supposed to be shadows, is kind of like what the way I understand contour drawing, so I'm just gonna sever some of these and then hope that gets where we need it to go. I am very, very excited to be doing this right now. It's been a while since I've had this kind of dedicated work time to work like this. This is just it's so amazing. There we go. I can back out. All right, so I'll probably make some changes to that, and I think that when I do a little bit of the shading for contour work, that's going to help. But I like it. Okay. Beowulf. I don't know, his head might need to be bigger or something, or his arm might need to be smaller. Who knows? Not worth figuring that out right now. I'll go ahead and move back down to this layer beneath. I think maybe a sort of, I don't know if orange sky is going to do the job, but we'll give it a shot here. I don't think the big wide softy. I really do like that brush, but this is a huge document, and it wanted to do it at I don't know, is it orange sky where we want to go here? Maybe. I think that looks okay in contrast to the monster there, and then it will allow for these larger tentacles in the background to be silhouettes. And then also, in addition to that, it will, I think, make the blue stand out a lot better. Alright, looking at my navigator image, you can see trying to get most of the major colors in here. This is supposed to be purple and kind of, this one's closer. Okay. Now, where do we want to go from here? This is more sky here, so I'll go ahead and get this filled in. It's darker. That's there. This is supposed to be sea monster. Sky here? Yeah. Through waves. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is try and get this bright stuff nice and wave-like here, so create some nice soft edges. I'm going to use this big wide softy brush and hope that it agrees with me. It doesn't decide that it doesn't want to do the work. Get too laggy. Alright, there we go. Yep. That's doing what I need it to do. And then I come in here where, what's his name? Beowulf's hand is kind of dark, so this is these waves are smashing down here and creating a lot of foam and spray and steam. There's no like what's the word? There are no rocks or anything over here, so there's nothing for them to smash up against except more water and then also creatures. Here, I want to do a little bit of that, so it looks like his hand is underneath the water. I'm going to do some water here. Basically anywhere that the water is getting hit by the light the most. But also remembering to try to make these strokes in ways that guide the viewer's attention in the right direction. Which is toward the action. Okay. Alright. And then we want to get some darker blue as well. Just on the opposite sides of some of this stuff. That might be too purple. I don't know. This actually right here probably should be a little bit more like this. And then I'll do some of this guy to just kind of have it look like there's a little bit of a monster back there. And then that right there is going to create an issue, but I'll fix that later. Let's see if we can color this guy, make him a little brighter, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Go back to this blender. Maybe blend some of these waves. I like that enough. Okay, so now I got that monster looking at Beowulf. Breca swam past him. He's like yelling for this is so ridiculous. He's like, yeah, I'm winning. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go underneath this layer. I'm gonna get back to my round brush and try and do some brightening. I'm gonna get in really close here for these, just because I can't decide if I want to do these. Well, of course, I've either selected a layer that's underneath something that I didn't realize it was underneath, or it's just not working. So, I don't know. Is that because it's a smudge? Yep. Excuse me. There we go. Should be good now. Okay. These splashes need to be pretty bright, but I also don't want them to be the main focus of the image. So it's kind of tricky finding a balance there. More splashes back here. Oh man, the more I do this, the more I'm gonna start wanting to paint it all. Very, very dangerous game I'm playing. This guy. Some places where his skin is really kind of showing. What else do we need? Alright, so this is not the uppermost layer, but I want to make a layer here, and I'm going to start creating some. I'm going to clean up this eyeball a little bit. There's quite a bit of pencil lines in there, which I am not against leaving pencil lines. In fact, I actually like to leave quite a bit of them, just because I think it shows that I actually did it myself. Maybe that's silly, I don't know. But let's see if we can get some more, so we can brighten up this eye of this beast, this sea beast a bit. There's a good song by Mastodon, Sea Beast. Okay, that looks like it's glowing a little bit, which I like. We got Beowulf's hair. I don't know what this or yeah, this is Beowulf over here, I think. Was the ultimate consensus. And this is his chainmail. Got a little bit of the mustache. Got that nose a tad. That's probably alright. Alright, so this is just the idea here that I'm trying to create with that is that this is his lower body is just sort of a little bit visible under the water. This, which is similar idea for this, won't be so. There we go. Yeah. Okay. It's already better for sure. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at this and I'm not sure if there's really anything else that needs to happen here. I mean, that tentacle, those other tentacles are paying attention to themselves. I mean, it's possible I could take this into Clip Studio Paint and then ink that tentacle one last time. Maybe yeah, maybe I'll add some like stuff to the some orange highlights at some point, but I think we're good here, so I'm gonna call this and then get to work on the ink or coloring that Grendel with his arm ripped off. Alright, awesome. So for anyone who was here for this or who watches this in the future, thanks a lot.